He's got. Oh, they. You got that, buddy. Hey.
So, let them ask. Yes, right here.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1428, State of Kansas versus Stacy E. Sublette, Jared Regier for the state. Defendant Mr. Sublette appears in person and pro se. You did apply for diversion. Was that granted, Mr. Sublette?
Well, I filled it out before and then I was expecting something in the mail and then I filled it out again about 10 days ago and I called them several times and as of yesterday, I haven't been approved for it. I have my license. I have my insurance. I just didn't have my license at the time that I got the traffic infraction.
Okay, so you haven't been approved. Have you been denied?
No,
So they just need more time to work on it?
I think so.
All right. Mr. Regier, do you know anything about the status of this diversion?
Your Honor, what I would tell the court is it would appear a diversion application was received by my office approximately 10 days prior to today's setting.
Waiting for my computer to process. Well, Mr. Sublette, you do have an interesting record, and that may be part of what's taken a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you one more continuance for the diversion. Do you intend to, if you don't get diversion, do you want to talk to an attorney about this?
No, not necessarily, because I have my license, so the only thing I think we're looking at is the red light ticket. So I'm just really want to try to get this concluded as I can.
All right, Jenna, when do you want to set this over to?
Your Honor, March 11th at 9 a.m.
All right, Mr. Sublette, I'm gonna continue this over to March 11th at 9 a.m. Stay on that diversion. If they don't answer you, call them until you find out.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
We'll take this back up March 11th at 9 a.m. You
Okay.
are welcome, sir. And are you
I'll be back
involved?
here, maybe back here in court to see you on that date. Okay.
Yes, I'll continue your $1,000 bond. Looks like you posted an OR bond back in September, and I'll continue that bond with the added condition that you reappear March 11 at 9, and this continuance will be at your request as
Okay.
you're trying to get diversion. Thank you, sir. You may go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Next one I have is Jody Squire.
Hi, Ms.
Yeah.
Webster.
Hello, Ms. Squire. We are on the record in BU 2025 TR 1727, State of Kansas versus Jody Marshall Squire. Is that Marshall or Marcel? How do you pronounce that?
Marcel.
Marcel Squire. Okay. All right, Ms. Squire, today Jared Regier for the state, Ms. Marcel in person. You're here on violation of restrictions on a driver's license or permit. That's an unclassified misdemeanor. Is that not what you're expecting? And you also have defective tail lamp on a motor vehicle, an infraction, and that has, I believe, a $45 fine, if my memory serves right. That violation on restrictions depends in part on which statute they cited you under.
Just says driver's license, and equipment. So on the equipment, I got the whole tail light.
Hold on. The driving in violation of a restriction is filed under KSA 8-291. The penalties for that on a first offense is a $250 fine and a 30-day driver's license suspension. And arguably no jail time on that. Count 2, improper tail lamps. Like I said, that's an infraction and a $45 fine. Do you intend to hire an attorney on this, Ms. Squire, or represent yourself, or how do you want to proceed?
I really don't know what I'm trying to get a lawyer for when I have my license is restricted. I got insurance. I got my SR 220 taken care of. I had to get a payment modification because y'all tried to suspend my license and I got that worked out. So it is restricted now because I got it worked out before the August 27th when it was gonna get suspended on all the fines that I haven't paid yet, but I am.
Well,
That
if
is
I
on my
may
priority
interrupt you.
list of getting them paid. But
Well, the charge in count 1 is that you are restricted, but you were driving in violation of that restriction. You were driving somewhere other than where you were allowed to drive on your violation, on your restricted from what it looks like.
no, I was not. He gave me a ticket in my driveway of the house where I was residing at for the tail light in the
All right, so
license
you,
ticket.
okay,
So,
I want to make sure you understand that's what they're saying, though, is you violated the restricted license. And you're telling me you didn't, so that's a not guilty plea to be entered. And then on the tail lamps, if you want to enter a not guilty to that and keep the charges together,
I got it fixed. I mean, I don't know what I'm guilty
Okay.
for.
all right, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to set this for trial? Since you don't want to admit the restrictions violation?
Well, I mean, I didn't realize that my license was restricted when I got the ticket in my driveway of my residence.
All right, I will set this for bench trial. And when's our bench trial, Jenna?
April 1st, Your Honor. No, do not take that date. February 11th, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Square, I'll
So
set
do
these.
I have,
I'll set these both over for bench trial, February 11 at 1:30. You can appear by Zoom or at the courthouse, whichever you prefer. Now, you had a question there?
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why all this is happening when it's simply just a tail light ticket and probably another fine for Butler County that I need, is gonna be on my priority list to get paid because I owe other fines, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's on the list of getting things on my priority list paid.
Well, I understand, but unless you plead guilty or no contest today, I'm gonna set these for bench trial, February 11th at 1:30. So you can
Well,
challenge.
I'll just plead guilty because I'm guilty of my tail light not working and my driver's license, which I don't really understand what. It's fixed. What I'm saying is if I plead guilty, I'm not gonna go to jail because of your ticket. That's what I'm trying to ask you.
Excuse me, it's not my ticket. I wasn't driving.
I mean,
I
my
did-
ticket, excuse
and
me,
I
my
can speak to
ticket,
it.
my
Okay.
ticket, my ticket.
All right, okay. All right, well, Ms. Squire, you do have the right to hire an attorney. Because of the penalties not being severe enough, I can't appoint a court-appointed attorney, but you do have the right to hire an attorney. Do you wish to hire an attorney or waive your right and represent yourself today?
I just represent myself.
All right, but you know you can hire an attorney if you want. Do you understand that, Ms. Squire?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you're going to waive that right and proceed on your own behalf. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know. I really don't want to go through all this. I just thought I was gonna stand in front of you, get this summed up and be gone and done with all this and pay a fine.
Well, you might
Honestly.
ultimately, might ultimately, but we have a procedure we have to go through. I need to make sure that you understand you have the right to hire an attorney, or you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
have the right to represent yourself. So are you signing a waiver of counsel?
Yes.
All right, you've done that? Oh, you're reading it over.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
Read and signed.
All right. So
Okay.
I will have the record reflect that Ms. Squire has knowingly and voluntarily signed a waiver of counsel on the record. And now then, Ms. Squire, how do you want to plead to count 1, driving in violation of restrictions, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor? Now, you can plead guilty and admit it, and we'll go to sentencing. You can plead not guilty, denying it, and we'll go to trial at a later date. Or you can plead no contest, which means you don't want to admit the charge, but you don't want to fight it or go to trial. So how do you want to plead?
No contest.
All right. And how do you want to plead to count 2, driving with improper tail lamp?
Well, this, I mean, I was guilty. Like my tail light was broke. I got it fixed. It's a whole new casing.
All right, so you're pleading no contest to count 1, driving in violation of restrictions, and guilty to count 2, tail lamp?
Well, if my license was restricted on the day he gave me a deal, then I am guilty. Is what I'm trying to say. But there was a procedure I had to do to get my license from not getting suspended through the courts. You know what I mean? So I got that took care of. So yeah, if I'm guilty.
All right, so you want to plead guilty to driving in violation of restrictions and guilty of improper tail lamps?
I don't know. I'm not a court person. I don't know what to do.
Well, I'll give you a minute if you,
Well, I don't know what either way it's gonna, I don't know. I feel like it's hitting me up to just I'm guilty, tack it on to the other things I gotta pay. I'm guilty.
well, I don't want to find you guilty unless you're voluntarily and knowingly entering that plea. You
Well, I
understand?
really don't rightly know if if my license was restricted when I got the ticket, then yeah, I mean, I just need to figure it out that.
Well, there is that third plea. You can plead no contest, not admitting
Just no contest on both of them, please.
All right, no contest on both
Fine.
count 1 and count 2. You don't want to admit that you violated the law by driving in violation of your restrictions or by driving with an improper tail lamp. You don't want to admit those, but you don't want to deny them and take them to trial. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is anyone making you enter this no contest plea today?
no,
No one's threatening you. If you don't do this, they're going to do something else.
no, ma'am,
Nobody's promised you something if you'll plead to these today.
no.
All right. You understand that if you enter a no contest plea, even though you're not admitting these charges, you'll still most likely be found guilty and be unable to appeal your convictions.
Then I plead not guilty. I'll get it figured out.
All right, you've been all over the board. You've
Well,
given
yeah,
me
because
guilty.
you just made it sound like, well, if I'm not guilty, then I'm gonna get tried for it anyways, and if I'm this, I'm gonna do this anyway, so if I'm gonna do this, then I
What
might
I
as well do
said
this.
was, what I said was you'll still be found guilty most likely without a trial. Now,
Okay.
do you want a trial or do you want a guilty
Well,
plea? Or do you-
there ain't no sense of going to trial over a tail light ticket and a restricted driver's license charge.
Well, that is your call to make. So you don't want to go to trial.
No, I don't. I really just wanna pay a fine and get out of this.
Right, you
courtroom.
don't want to go to trial, so you're not pleading not guilty. You don't want to plead guilty, so are you
What did I
pleading?
just say? What did you say? Not guilty?
You said no contest last, but you said all 3 at one point today.
I know, it's because it's really confusing the way you particularly put your words, so I'm just gonna put,
Well, you tell me in your words what you think your options are, Miss Squire.
well, I thought my options were gonna be that, hey, I made a mistake and, you're cleared up and here's your fine, you're free to go.
Okay, and we may get there, but first I've got to know, do you understand that you can plead not guilty, you can deny these charges and take them to trial? Do you understand that?
Yes.
But you don't want to go to trial, is that
I,
correct?
I really don't, I really like just to take
All
care
right.
of it.
Okay, but you do or do not, you don't want to admit that you were driving in violation of restrictions and without a tail lamp, is that correct?
I'm guilty, guilty as charged.
All right, so you're admitting that you did on July 1st of 2025 in Butler County, drive in violation of your restrictions and drive without a proper tail lamp.
Yes, ma'am.
You're admitting that.
Yes, I am admitting that, thank you.
That's your final answer.
Yes. I
And
know.
no one's making you enter this plea of guilty today to these 2 charges.
No,
Or-
ma'am.
Okay. This is all of your own free will, Miss Squire, is that correct?
Yes, Miss Webster, it's my own free will.
Thank you. Okay. Do you remember where you were driving back there on July 1st of 2025?
Yeah, it
Wait.
was at 1293 on 100th Street where I was living. 1293 100th Street in Augusta, Kansas.
That's
Lovely
the,
place.
is that the old 54 highway, Miss Squire? Is it the 2-lane?
Yeah, I was there for about a year.
Okay,
And I left the day he gave me a ticket. The day I went to rehab for 120 days.
okay. Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs today, Miss Squire?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
Clean and serene.
and you're in good health, relatively
Yes,
good
ma'am.
health?
Yes, I am. I found me some Jesus and I got my life together. So
Okay. Well, I know it's been a while since I've seen you, so,
I know it was a hot mess, but it's okay. I ain't gonna lie, I was a hot mess too.
okay, well, you're doing better because I haven't seen you in a while. But, okay, so I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to both count 1 and 2, as you know what you're doing and you're doing it voluntarily. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Finding the defendant guilty of both counts 1 and 2, Mr. Regier, have you any recommendations for sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, as a preliminary matter, does the court wish the state to supplement the record on the issue of jurisdiction?
I think I've got it pretty clearly, but go ahead if you like.
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, were this case to proceed to trial, the state's evidence would show that a stop occurred on July 1st, 2025, in the specifically noted on the ticket in the 1000 block of Southwest 100th. The state's understanding is that is in Butler County between Augusta and Leon city limits.
Yes, and that is consistent with what Ms. Squire told the court as well. So I find I have jurisdiction. I find the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily entered her plea after waiving her right to counsel. And at this time, sentencing recommendations, Mr. Regier, if any?
Yes, Your Honor. The state's information is this is a case where KSA 8291 subsection B1 applies pursuant to the same. Quote, any person guilty of violating the section upon the first conviction shall be fined not to exceed $250, and the court shall suspend such person's privilege to operate a motor vehicle for not less than 30 days and not more than 2 years. State has no objection to the court imposing the minimum required suspension period. The state is recommending, in addition to court costs, the maximum fine of $250. The state is further recommending that the court impose the scheduled fine with respect to count 2. The state would also respectfully inquire as to whether or not the February 11th bench trial stay is still necessary in this matter in the event the court does actually proceed to disposition today.
Okay, Mr. Regier, you get 403 as the total on those.
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, in the event the court does follow the state's recommendations on the issue of sentencing, that would appear to come up to approximately $403 in the aggregate. Yeah, assuming my math is correct.
Yes, thank you. All right, Ms. Squire, on count 1, driving in violation of restrictions, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. I fine you $250. There will be no jail time, but your license will be suspended for 30 days from today. So make sure for 30 days you don't drive, and that way you won't get further suspension when Topeka gets your conviction record. And then on what?
Sorry. Okay, so you're gonna, because it's on restrictions right now, so you'll suspend it for 30 days and then it'll go back to restrictions when it's done for the 30?
That is all up to the people in Topeka, the Department of Motor Vehicles through the Department of Revenue. So go online and make sure you can, or go to the the license people. I can't answer that. But I'm
Okay.
ordering a 30-day driver's license suspension as required by the statute. On count 2, the tail lamps, I'm ordering a $45 fine. And then you will be responsible for $108 in court costs. Mr. Regier and I believe that comes to a total of $403. Do you need some time to pay that, or can you pay that today?
I need a lot of time to pay that. I have probably $2,000 I owe you guys, and I'm trying really hard to put you on a payment plan because I owe you guys a lot of money.
Are you on reporting probation for anything?
No, ma'am, I'm not on probation no more.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you 120 days to pay that.
And what if I don't have 120 days to pay the whole, just that part?
If you make a good faith effort and come in and ask for a little more time, I will consider it. I won't promise it, but I will consider it. If you've made a good faith effort. If you've paid
Okay.
nothing or very little, then I'll probably say, nah, I'm not gonna accept that. Then your license would get probably an indefinite suspension.
Okay,
Again, the people in
acceptable.
Topeka are in control of most of this.
Yeah, it's fine. It's,
Okay, so
get it.
$403 due within 120 days. And I think that covers everything, doesn't it, Mr.? Oh, no, I got the suspension, and the suspension will be for 30 days and 120 days to pay the total